Hello, welcome back to learning more about chemistry. This is the second video of a 12 video series, and if you have not already watched the first one, then check it out on the link in the description. So the basic introduction. Today I'm going to be talking about what is a periodic table, symbols of elements, history of the periodic table, and categorization, groups and periods. So what is the periodic table? So the periodic table of elements is a table of chemical elements arranged in order of atomic number. For example, hydrogen has an atomic number of 1, as it is the first element on the periodic table. Also, oxygen, for example, has an atomic number of 8, and nitrogen, which is the most common element in the air, has an atomic number of 7. Now, with 118 elements, they have to be organized in a way that makes it easier for us to understand how they work and what their properties are. The way elements are structured in an organized way is called a periodic table, as you can see here. Each element is displayed individually with a chemical symbol, which I will talk about later in the video. Chemical symbols of elements. A chemical symbol is a notation of 1 or 2 letters representing a specific chemical element. Every element has its own chemical symbol, so hydrogen would have a chemical symbol of H. Usually, the chemical symbol is the first letter or the first 2 letters. So now, we have oxygen with a chemical symbol of O. Now we spoke about iron in the previous video, and you would think that iron would have the chemical symbol of I or IR, but actually does not. Now, you have to understand that most of these elements were named by scientists, and they used Latin. Some of the elements on the periodic table are not what you think they are. For example, lead is Pb and not L. History of the periodic table. When the periodic table was first made, not all the 118 elements that have been discovered today were known. Only 50 elements were discovered when they were first categorized by a Russian scientist and inventor called Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev in 1869. He categorized them in the same way they are categorized today. However, as there were only 50 elements, he left gaps. He knew that there were some elements that had certain properties but were not discovered yet. Leaving gaps also helped many other scientists afterwards, as they were able to put the elements in the gaps that Mendeleev had left. Categorization, groups and periods. The vertical columns in the periodic table are known as groups. The group to which an element belongs to corresponds to its properties and the number of electrons the element has in its outer shell, which I'll explain more about in another video. Some of the groups in the periodic table have special names. Group 1 elements are called alkaline metals, Group 2 elements are called alkaline earth metals, and Group 8 elements are called noble gases. These groups I've just named are all surrounded in a black line. There is a part on the periodic table that separates the metals from the non-metals. The elements around that part of the periodic table have both properties for metals and non-metals, and they're called metalloids, and I've highlighted it with a red oval. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.